Welcome to a brand new edition of the Taiwan Outlook, and I'm your host, Wu Ruiguo. Taiwan's democratic transition has been well documented, and many people believe it is a successful model for many of the third world countries, developing countries, to emulate. On today's program, we're delighted to have a leading expert on the democratic studies in Taiwan, as well as the president of the Taiwan Foundation for Democracy, to be our special guest. Welcome to the program, Professor Wen-cheng.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wu, for inviting me. And hello, everybody. I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Yes. Well, Wen-cheng, we're going to start off with a very general question about the foundation. You're now the president of the Taiwan Foundation for Democracy. Can you then start off by telling us a little bit about the mission and also the objective of the Taiwan Foundation for Democracy?
Okay, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk about the Taiwan Foundation for Democracy.
Yes.
Taiwan Foundation for Democracy actually is quite young. It's only 6 years ago, 6 years old.
Yes.
We were established on June 17th, 2003.
Okay.
It was based on the consensus among 4 major political parties in Taiwan: the KMT, DPP, People First Party, and Taiwan Solidarity Union.
TSU.
TSU, the 4 leading political parties in Taiwan at that time. And we have 2 missions in our mind.
Okay.
The first one, we would like to promote or deepen Taiwan's democracy.
Okay.
According to Freedom House, Taiwan is one of the most democratic countries in Asia. Actually, in 2006, according to Freedom House, we were the most democratic countries in Asia. We were more democratic than South Korea and Japan. But in 2007, our ratings, downgraded a little bit. So we are equal. Now we are equal to South Korea and Japan.
Okay.
But still, we are the most democratic countries in Asia, and we are one of the most democratic countries in the world. But no democracy is perfect.
No.
Not even in the United States or United Kingdom. Definitely, we are no exceptions. There are still some problems in Taiwan's democracy.
Yes.
So our first mission or our first task is to deepen Taiwan's democracy, or to improve the quality of Taiwan's democracy.
Okay.
So that's the first one. And of course, we also would like to promote Taiwan's human rights.
Okay.
And the second task, we are even more ambitious. We
In
would
the
like,
sense, yes.
Internationally, we would like to promote the democracy and human rights in undemocratic countries. So Taiwan Foundation for Democracy actually is the first national democracy foundation ever established in Asia.
Yes.
We are
That's first one around the world outside the U.S. Is that correct?
No, in Asia only.
In Asia only. Okay.
There are other democracy assistance foundations in Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, but we are the first democracy assistance foundations in
Asia.
In Asia, because after we become a democracy, we believe that we should share our experience with other countries.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like I said at the beginning, Taiwan's democracy is a model for many of the third world developing countries to emulate.
Yes. Yeah.
And what is the role then the foundation seeks to play in terms of the 2 objectives that you mentioned? One is to deepen the democracy, and the other one is protect and promote human rights, not only in Taiwan but around the world.
Yes.
What are the functions that the foundation is doing
we would
promote
like
that?
to play the several roles. First one, we would like to serve as a bridge between civil society and the government. And we would like to become a forum for different civil society or non-governmental organizations or social forces to discuss about the issues about democracy. So, as a forums, and we would like to be a promoter. As I said, we would like to promote human rights and democracy in both Taiwan and international community. So we would like to be promoters, and of course we would like to become an educator.
Okay.
We would like to promote civil education.
But not in Taiwan only, but other places.
Yes. So in the past 6 years, we sponsor a lot of organizations in other countries to do education.
Okay.
Yeah.
Democracy education.
Yes, democracy education.
Okay. And how about on the international level? What are the kinds of activities that the Taiwan Foundation for Democracy has planned or has done in the past 6 years at the international level or regionally with other NGOs or governments in Asia?
Yeah, in the past 6 years, so actually we created some major projects. We call the name the flagship projects of our foundation. So the first one is World Forum for Democratization in Asia. So this is a forum for non-governmental organizations in the regions to work together. So every 2 years we have meetings inviting scholars, NGO workers,
and practitioners.
To come together, and it is brainstorming sessions. So after the meetings we have an action plan for 2 years. The action plan is a guidelines, for the 2 years after the action plan was adopted. Then every non-governmental organizations or NGO workers, we follow these guidelines to promote human rights and democracy in undemocratic countries. And we target about 12 countries, including Burma, North Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, or China, of course. In this region.
So you like to see, somehow the democracy idea is getting, planted in these countries. Also on the second objective that you mentioned, the promotion and the protection of human rights. And on the international level, I know there is an award set up by the foundation. Can you give us some background about
we are quite proud of that. I think we would like to, our award become another Nobel Prize in the future in democracy and human rights. We are working on that. The foundation was created 3 years ago for any individual or any organizations which or who made efforts or made contributions in promoting human rights and democracy in the region, in Asia. So, for example, the first one, actually, the winner was not in Asia. So it was Reporters Sans Frontières, whose headquarters is in Paris. But the organizations focus a great deal on democracy and human rights in Asia. So the organization, Reporters Sans Frontières, was the first winner. The second one, the second year in 2007, the winner was a medical doctor. Cynthia Mong, she actually was a refugee from Burma. So she escaped from her countries and to come to the borders between Thailand and Burma. And she was a medical doctor. So in the past decades, she created a clinic and provided free medical service to the refugees from Burma. Her own countries. So I think she has done a wonderful job, and she deserves the award. And the third one is also a medical doctor, but from a Muslim countries, Afghanistan. I think she was a human rights promoter in Afghanistan. She served very shortly as vice premier of the countries. So she has a foundation to promote the human rights, especially women's rights in the countries. And we are calling for nominations this year. So hopefully, from these programs, we can attract more attention.
I've also seen previous announcements about the award and solicitation of nominations and others. And what is the process after a nomination has been made? Do you have a committee set up to evaluate? What is the standard of evaluation for such an award?
Well, the deadlines for the nominations is June 30th. Every year. So I think we still have 1 month, to meet the deadlines, and we, established 2 committees. 2 phases for reviewing those applications.
How many applications do you normally get?
Normally we receive about 13 applications.
13.
30.
Okay.
30 applications.
Okay.
Yeah, and the first levels, first phase, we the 30 cases, or those applications, will be reviewed by this committee, but this committee is consisted of domestic experts only.
Okay.
So we screen
in the first stage,
yes, in
only
the first
with domestic
stage,
experts,
yeah.
Scholars,
scholars or
officials,
or leaders,
leaders,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay,
or NGOs, leaders,
okay,
yeah.
And how many people will survive the first phase? Out
Five,
of the 30,
five.
only 5.
Only 5.
So 5 finalists will go to the second phase.
Yeah, the second phase we invite international experts.
Okay.
Yeah, international reviewers.
Okay.
Those are very famous persons. Some of them are, retired presidents of their own countries. So, for example, President Aquino from the Philippines. Or
she served on the board.
Yes, she served in committees.
In the second phase.
In the second phase, some of them. Just to give you an example.
Yeah.
So I think the process is quite fair.
Okay. All right, good. Dr. Lin, thank you for the overview of the foundation in Taiwan on democracy. And then we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back to the Taiwan Outlook, where we'll continue this conversation with Dr. Wen-cheng, President of Taiwan Foundation for Democracy. We'll be back in 3 minutes.